Hey guys, it's Datamancer back with yet another race at Phoenix. Now, I don't know if I have too many diehard fans just yet, but it would be understandable that if I did, y'all might be tired of watching Phoenix, but at the moment this is really the only option available to me in iRacing. And if I'm being totally honest, this is the game I want to play. So this is what I'm playing. Okay. And honestly, I just really like Phoenix. This is a great track to race at. So what we've got going on right now is a race coming up at 10 o'clock p.m. PST. It is 9:57 right now, so just a few minutes of warm-up. I haven't raced yet at all today, so a little bit cold. But yeah. But anyway, I know this track well enough. Let's talk. So how about that Formula 1 qualifying? Ferrari locked out the front row. Oh, I probably should have thrown a spoiler warning on that. So if you haven't seen F1 qualifying today, I mean, I can only feel so bad considering the race is in 7 hours, but if I just spoiled that for someone, I'm really sorry. That certainly wasn't my intention. But, okay, moving forward, F1 spoilers coming right at you. Sorry about that. Anyway, so for those of us that have seen it or that don't care and we're going to listen to me talk anyway, Ferrari locked out the front row. How about that? That's pretty nuts. They haven't done that, well, at that track in a really long time. Oh, jeez, that was too soon. In a really long time. And they just don't lock out the front row very much anymore. I mean, last year Ferrari just couldn't beat Mercedes. Mercedes was untouchable last year. I think we all pretty well aware of that at this point. This year it's been, I think, a really, really even battle and just really close competition between the two, which has been really, really fun to watch. And so for Ferrari to get a 1-2 is pretty impressive. It just seems like Mercedes is always right up their asses, so I thought that was pretty neat. Hamilton qualified 4th, which means, of course, Valtteri Bottas will be running 3rd. Valtteri out-qualified Hamilton, I'm just going to use the word, again this year. I mean, he really... I got to admit, when they said when Mercedes picked up Valtteri this year, I wasn't going to say anything negative about him. I wouldn't have said anything terribly negative about him, but I didn't think much of him. I didn't think, oh man, this is a great racer. I thought, well, I mean, it's all in relative, right? Because we're talking about Formula 1 here. So everybody's a great. If you're in Formula 1, you're a damn better racer than I am. You're a better racer than most of us will ever hope to be. But just didn't know that Valtteri had it in him, and I guess I was wrong because he out-qualified Hamilton. I don't know what else there is to say. That's definitely worth something. I think, and of course we ended up with a Red Bull 5th and 6th. Verstappen out-qualified Ricciardo this week as well, which doesn't happen all too often. And Verstappen's had a hell of a year in the negative way, but as we all know. But hopefully those woes are past him. I was disappointed to see that Red Bull couldn't mix it up with the Big Four, as it were. Because it looked certainly like they would. Like, I mean, I think in qualifying 2, it was Hamilton, Vettel, Verstappen, or something like that. It was like those 3 were the top 3, which is really cool and gave me hopes that we'd end up with 3 different manufacturers in the top 3 slots, which, as a relatively new Formula 1 fan, seems like it would be an ideal change from what we've sort of been getting. Sorry, I drank a buttload of Pepsi recently. I've kind of got the burps. But it didn't happen that way. Oh my god. And that's how you slide out of that corner. Okay, gotta be really careful if I'm going to try that strategy. In fact, I get one more shot at it, I think, before the race starts, or before qualifying starts. Qualifying's about to start at any minute now, so hold on to your butts. Yeah, I was disappointed to see that Red Bull couldn't pull one out a little bit better than that. But I mean, at the end of the day, they still did well. They still ran very fast. Everybody was just blazing fast in Qual 3. Overdrove that. Too early. Just a hair too early on the turn in. Well, that was cool. What else? Renault, my homies at the quote-unquote Nissan finally did something that wasn't horribly shameful. I want to say that those guys were 7th and 8th. I could be wrong about that. They were showing remarkable pace for Renault, which is always great. And McLaren Honda had a really solid result too, with both of their drivers starting in the top 10 tomorrow, which is something that 3 weeks ago we thought it was a miracle that if even one of them made it into the top 10, and by that I mean like 10th. I think these guys are like 7th and 8th right now. Okay. Son's just slamming the door for no reason. Thanks, buddy. Anyway, okay, this is an outlap. Sorry, I gotta focus up a little bit. We're doing qualifying now, and this is an outlap. So just gonna take it a little bit chill. We're not really in a rush. Wanna keep the tires warm. Try to practice relatively clean lines here, because this is where it all counts. Okay, and off-tracks and damage and everything do count in this session, though at a reduced cost against my safety rating and such, but okay, first lap, we're going to try to put one in the books. Second lap, we're going to push. Unless we screw up the first lap. Alright, here we go. How bad is it? Not horrifying, but not good. I mean, 3/10. We're still looking at a potential 8.5. Although I'm not very consistent on this corner, so I'm not expecting that. Although, if that number keeps going down, which it is, or not, or it is. Yeah, it looks like it'll be 8.5, 10.85. It's not horrible. Oh, it's a 10.90. I can do math. All right, let's push a little bit harder. Not that I think there's a lot I'm doing in this lap. I don't think I left a lot on the table last lap, honestly. I think I'm going to take the inside line down the speedway. Fastest overall, first sector. I don't get to see a lot of purple in my life. That makes me pretty happy. going to take the really hard inside line. It's really hard to keep control of, and it heats up the tires in a way that is sort of unacceptable during the race. Well, I did. I kept control of it. Bam. That is purple. That is my fastest overall lap ever at a 1:08.4. That's cool. Does the purple also happen to mean that... Does it actually mean it? Oh, God. But look at that. I'm the #1 I-rated person here, so... Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I am on the pole position. This is my race to lose at the moment now. There are 3 other people still qualifying, including the guy with the 2nd highest I rating. So we'll see. This 1:08.4 is nothing. It's not a barn burner. You can do this. The fastest lap I've ever seen is a 1:06.9. I've seen guys that can do 1:07.5s on the regular. They are out there. They are out there like frickin' X-Files. Yeah, the aliens are indeed out there. The truth is also out there. But this was not the truth. This was simply a 1:08.4.99, a 1:08.5, which I think is a good lap. I wish I could knock those out every time. And there it is. We are not starting from pole, but he is only barely faster than I am, so it'll come down to racecraft, and it will come down to draft, consistency, and all that other shit that I'm no good at. So we'll see how it goes. In any case, this ought to be a fun race. I don't know how exciting it'll be. If it goes the way I hope it does, it won't be exciting at all, because I will take first place and then run away from everybody for the rest of the race and not see another soul. But right now we are battling at the very least for podium. Anything below podium is going to be disappointing. A first place seems like it's in the cards if I can do the right things and make smart choices and maybe capitalize on potential mistakes. For the uninitiated, we have 2 minutes and 10 seconds before the race begins. Once the race quote-unquote begins, we will all grid up, which can take a maximum of 2 minutes. Once that is completed, once everyone is gridded up, we start the race. So up to potentially basically 2 to 4 minutes before we start. Man, oh man, shouldn't have drank all that Pepsi. Said no one ever. This ought to be good though. I've got to say, I love this track. This is just a great track. The track that I do not love is the Hungaroring. I'm very excited for the F1 race tomorrow. For me, it's tomorrow. I guess for everyone it's tomorrow. I don't know. Time zones are funny. But yeah, I'm very excited for that race. It ought to be good. It looks like, I know that people say the Hungaroring's boring because it's relatively narrow. It doesn't seem like a lot of opportunities for passing, but these guys are all so close right now, so closely matched, that I think that it ought to be an interesting race all the same. And there's a potential in this race, unlike many others, where we could see some very interesting characters on the podium. Guys that we never see. I think Renault has a legit shot at it. I think I think McLaren Honda have a legitimate shot at it. You know, I think Verstappen has a legitimate shot at standing at the top of the podium. You know, Force India, I was going to say Force India, but for whatever reason, and I don't know what the hell happened, but Force India could not get it going this race. Their qualifying session was so freaking bad. Just, Oh, and America's team, Haas F1. Grosjean qualified 15th. He made it into Q2, but qualified the worst in Q2. And K-Mag made it, he qualified like 16th. He did not make it to Q2, but he was the highest in Q3, so I think they're starting right next to each other. Alright, we're gridding up. Once everyone grids, we are going. Where's my #1 driver? I didn't see any of the names that are on my, we'll say, shit list, which is nice. Guys that are known quantities who can be a bit dangerous at times. Alright, here we go. 15 laps at Phoenix. Wish me luck. We are side by side, heading into turn 1. Taking the wider line. Oh, tires are chilly on lap 1. Oh, shit. Okay, I'm going deep. Okay. Oh, he just... Oh, my God. He's glitching in and out. That's okay. Shut up, crazy fool. Someone's got that mapped as a default response to things. That's funny. Oh, he's off. He's got to be off, or that's lag. But either way, I am currently running, it looks like, in first place, and if he hasn't glitched back on by now, he's either disconnected, or oh no, it's legit. I am legitimately in first place. That was easy. Somebody forgot about chili tires in lap 1. Always gotta remember. Okay, I have a 2... Oh, he's already back in the pits. He must have got a tow. I'm 2.3 seconds ahead. I absolutely cannot rest on my laurels. I never knew what that meant. I don't know what a laurel is. I thought that was a type of bush. Anyway, cannot rest on my laurels because that gap will go all the way if I don't do it right. I've switched over from auto blip to auto clutch, which means my downshifts do not receive the auto rev match, which I didn't really want in the first place. I don't know why I ran with that for so long. I was always blipping the throttle when I was upshifting, or excuse me, downshifting anyway. Except now I'm finding out there were some times when I wasn't. Usually in emergencies I would just do it. But I actually kind of like that if you kind of half-ass the blip, that you get a little bit of a kick around. You can kind of clutch lock the car and get it to swing a little bit. It can make for some interesting cornering. I don't know if it's faster, it probably isn't, but it certainly is fun. And look at that, now I have a 9-second lead on the guy who was in 4th. Second and third must have got into it. That's Derek Fox going with some okays in the text. And another "shut up, you crazy fool." I like that. That's fun. Such whimsy. Alright. But this situation does nothing but play into my hand. If I can continue driving well, which I think I've been doing a decent job so far, aside from that right there, there's no reason why I'm not going to jinx it. Let's just run. Okay, nice and slow through here. I like to stay right on that pavement that they've got, like that section that looks like they repaved it. You want to come right up the middle of that. If you're going so fast that you're going to the outside of that, that is not the quicker line. I didn't make those rules. I saw a guy turn a 106.9 by doing that, so if he does it that way, I don't give a goddamn how you do it, but it ain't quicker. Somebody show me a 106.8 and then we'll talk about how you take that corner. That's where I'm at. That was such a crazy lap that guy did. It was so impressive. It didn't look... There were a few corners that he did some crazy stuff, but most of it didn't look like much. He's just smooth and fast. And it's hard not to be impressed. It's not like I'm trying to not be impressed. It's impressive. Openly admit it. I like to go a little slow there so I can get up onto that curb. I've been doing that since like day one. Now I'm starting to wonder if that's faster or not. It probably isn't. Now I do a little coast there. I do a little brake to assist with turn-in, just a poke of it. See, that was a bad line. I went too far wide. I didn't stay where I wanted to be. But my lap here has evolved a bit here and there, I think, since I started doing this track on Monday. I am actually legitimately a bit sad that this track's all over after Monday or after Sunday or sometime soon. This has been one of my, well, this has been my most successful track ever, and I just generally really like it. I'm excited to come back. Alright, crossing the finish line with an 11.5-second lead against the guy in second place right now. I'm stoked. I also am running into what could be an interesting problem that isn't usually found in a 15-minute long race, and that is that I'm coming up on back markers. They are still a fair ways ahead, and they were just going by right there. That was them. They've already done the hairpin, but that's a 20-second difference. But if they start to have problems or make mistakes, it's not unreasonable to think they'll catch them. Not to mention that I didn't see exactly what the delta was between my qualifying time and theirs, but I want to say it was a few seconds, or a couple seconds at least. If it's 2 seconds and there are 10 laps left, I will be catching them by the end. Jordan wants to see a replay of something. Jay, go ahead and hit me up near the very end of the race, or go ahead and text me again, and I'm not going to read it anymore because I shouldn't be texting and racing. But I don't know which incident you're referring to. Ho, 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 ho. Sorry, that slow car on the left made me very scared. I just didn't want to come bombing in here and slam into the back of someone and end my race. Okay, we got a slow car ahead. Yes, we do. Okay, you are blue flag, mister. I'm going to the outside. I think I communicated that very clearly. Thank you. You caused me no trouble. Nice work, Joey Pack. You are a boss, my friend. That is blue flag. That is a well-executed blue flag. Allow to pass. I hope it didn't slow him up too much. I know he's got his own race to worry about. At this point, you can kind of think of them as 2 separate races. But, I hope I didn't cost him too much time, but he totally did that right. He stayed on his line. That's the thing. I had a guy that was blue flag the other day who was trying to move out of my way and blah, blah, fucking blah. Honestly, stay on your line. If you want to assist, slow down. Don't hit the brakes, but coast. Just coast it. And they'll see that you're going slow, the guy who's trying to overtake, and he'll go around you. And when he turns, notice which direction he went, and just give him space. Don't squeeze him. Don't try to frickin' do some shit, you know. Just let him by. Being overtaken is not trivial, but it's also not rocket surgery. You guys can figure it out. These guys can figure it out. Jeff did a great job of that. So, or Joey, I'm sorry, or God damn it, whatever his name was. If you really want to know what his name is, you can rewind the damn video. I cannot. So, at least not at the moment. I guess I passed another blue flagger. That was the guy that qualified first. Derek's being rather rude. That is against the terms of service of iRacing, against the driver's code. You can get temporarily banned for that sort of thing. Fewer, Derek. The world needs fewer of your idiot genes. See, I mean, if you're going to insult somebody about their intelligence, use proper grammar. I don't always use proper grammar, and I try not to be too much of a grammar Nazi, but, fewer. I should have told him that. Yeah, I'm actually probably going to report him for that. He's not insulting me, and so maybe part of me should be like, I don't care. But I don't want toxic people on this game. I want toxic people to understand that they are not welcome here, that they can go play Forza or Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto 5. They're not welcome on not to me. They're not welcome by me on iRacing. Now, I don't think the iRacing guys are welcoming to that sort of behavior either. They've made it pretty clear. And he's insulting and presumably insulting the guy that's in second place right now, and Derek's a lap down. So I don't really understand where that comes from. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's the stupid hour, as Jimmy said in one of his recent videos. Apparently. It is pretty late at night. Okay, we are on to lap 9. I have commanded a 18-second lead. I'm thinking now, the Fat Lady is definitely not sung yet, but this is looking like it's going to be my second road win, and I'm very excited about that. That's always good. But in order to do that, I have to continue driving well. I know I'm talking, which is probably costing me time. I mean, my last lap was a 109.7, which, you know, I did a 108.5 in qual. But I'm also driving, at this point, in a minor conserve. I would call it minor conserve. I'm not pushing as hard as I could be. I'm taking corners a little slower than I could be. I'm not working the tires hard. I'm not risking putting the car into a slide or bumping the wall as much as I can, you know. Clearly I'm comfortable because I'm having a full conversation. But there's no sense for me right now with an 18-second lead is almost, that's almost it. He can take 3 seconds on me every lap and he won't catch me. Because we just started lap 10, there's, you know, 6 laps to go. Which includes the one that I'm on right now. And yeah, so this is basically over as long as I don't completely shit the bed. And I have no intention of doing that, so just brake here because it's easier, even if it is a few tenths slower, all the way down to speed. It's so much easier to do that corner right when you're not in a hurry. It's very, very, very easy to overdrive that corner. And I think it's a mistake a lot of people make. It's also where I've done most of my passing on this track, is under, because people go wide there when they're pushing, and it's not faster. You can get right up in there. Some of my best racing's been around that corner. It's been great. I really do enjoy this track. Alright guys, I suspect in about 6 minutes time I'll be sitting on the podium. That'll be nice. We are 5 laps left. I am still in first. My lead has grown, not shrunk. And I'm really not driving hard right now. I'm not convinced there's any reason to drive hard. If anyone knows of a reason that I should be trying to get the fastest possible lap I can, or fastest overall time that I can, other than for bragging rights or something, if there's like a iRacing overall thing that I need to be worried about, I'd love to know that, and you're welcome to leave it live chat or the comments. I'm not looking at live chat right now, so if you guys are chatting at me right now, I can't see it, but I will look after the race. I'd always be curious to hear about, you know, does that shit even matter? I'm under the impression it doesn't. If I'm wrong, I'd like to know. If there's some cross-division fucking, who across all divisions for the 10 o'clock session got the fastest lap or something, and you get bonus something or other for that. I'd like to know that. I'm not under the impression that's a thing, though, so. Starting lap 12 of 15. Man, oh man. That was way too early into second. I've gotten much better at that T1 over the course of this week. That corner really confounded me for a long time, and I think I finally figured it out. What you just saw was not it. I actually screwed it up a little bit. For me, I think I figured it out. Now, I'm sure there's another way to do it that's maybe faster. I mean, actually, let me rephrase that. I'm certain that there's some other way to do that corner, some slider, maybe major difference in how to do it that might be faster. But let's be honest, there's not enough time to learn that new way and get it cemented and feel comfortable with it. So, no sense. At this point, it's all no sense. We're driving my way. I'm driving my way. I'm really excited. I'm actually more excited at this point that I put down my overall fastest lap again, considering I might not even race tomorrow, and this may possibly be my last race at Phoenix. I don't think it will. I think I'll probably at least do one more before it's all said and done, but, you know, it's winding down, and this is my first road win track. This is my home track for all intents and purposes. Until something changes, this is my home track, so, you know, gotta love the place. Gonna miss the place, honestly. We'll go other places and get more wins. Steal them from the clutches of other people. There comes that traffic. Car stopped on the right. Oh my god, okay. I took a very, 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 very slow exit out of there because I wanted to not... Look at this guy. Look at this. He's weaving. I'm like literally... I'm willing to waste the time. This is Joey. This is the guy that let me pass earlier, and he did a really good job, but I just saw him, I think, hit the wall, so he may have damage. Look at him. Look, he's braking early, and I think he's probably trying to like slow down to let me by, but it's everything he's doing this time around is making me very nervous, including driving off the course, braking early for corners and such. Maybe it was a fluke that I passed him easily last time, but honestly, I don't know. I know that I'm cutting a lot of the corners of the track. It's because iRacing will let me. iRacing is not shy about telling me when I do something wrong, so if they are not going to tell me I'm doing it wrong, then I'm going to keep doing it. Which is also to say, I've had 0 incidences, 0 off tracks, nothing. I mean, it's been, this will be, God, if I'd only qualified first, it would have been a slam, it would have been a home run. I'm sure I have the fastest lap overall. Actually, I say that, and I'm not sure of that. I may have the fastest lap of the race, but my Grand Slam already got shot down because of about a 1/10 of a second in qualifying. Jordan, if you're watching this, if you want to text me what that incident you wanted to see was, if you haven't already, by all means, I'll load it up. Presumably he's talking about one of the incidents in lap 1, because it got pretty shitty pretty quick. I'd be interested to know what happened to the guy that was in second, and who should have been breathing down my neck, but just wasn't. The lead's down to 12 seconds. I've clearly been sandbagging. My last lap was a 1:15 due to Joey. I think I noticed the lap before that was a 1:12, so I've clearly been sandbagging. But I mean, what does it matter? This is the last lap. This is the last corner of the race. And it looks like... I took it real slow because fuck it. It looks like we are bringing home the trophy again. 2 wins at Phoenix. That is pretty good in my book. That's awesome. All right. Boom. There it is. Fantastic. I'm very happy with that. That's wonderful. And I led, I think, every lap. We'll find out about that later. Unfortunately, you guys don't get to hear about that one, but... let's see, did Jordan ever text me? The replay as to what happened there... There had to be a big crash. Okay. He's presumably talking about the guy that was running in second. Or the guy that was running in, well, third. Big crash early on. Yeah, dude, I think there was a big crash early on too, and I want to see it. I'm guessing that it involves this guy, Derek, who was being very, very, very rude. He's been being very rude, and he should probably be reported for it. I'm inclined to save the replay and potentially report him for being abusive. In fact, I probably will. Just really, really not the kind of behavior that I've come to expect from iRacing. That said, he seemed like he obviously had a lot of salt. Look, he did get real close to me. Oh, and they both did the same thing. I'm the only one that held on. And obviously Derek didn't make too many friends this race, so... Alright, we'll watch this lap here. After this, I'm going to call it, but I'm thinking something happened big time here, because all of a sudden, I just had mad gap. They're pretty close. People just can't take that corner, and there it is. Alright, Derek had a bad race, chose to be a jerk about it. He'll be getting reported. But guys, first place. That's what we're all after, right? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll be back with more iRacing probably tomorrow, maybe day after. So hopefully you can tune in. Alright, have a good night.